Good morning everyone, a very happy new year to you all. Welcome to another year of Dodds Diaries, now into year 2025. This morning is Monday the 6th of January 2025, it's now 6:15. This is episode 121, very start. And to kickstart 2025, well this morning I'm going on a little winter holiday. And beginning the year with a few nights in London, which I haven't been to there since 2022. Nowadays I'm too tired to be doing days out down there these days, so I'd rather go for a few nights. This will be interesting, this. First time I've ever took a holiday in the month of January. Usually the post-Christmas month can be a miserable one for some people, but not for me. I'm going to make it a good one. This will be the first time I ever go to Newcastle Airport in the month of January. Yes, instead of getting the train to King's Cross, I'm actually flying with British Airways. So when I get to Newcastle Airport, it'll be interesting to see who's actually there. There'll be people who will go on flights to warmer destinations, like in the Southern Hemisphere, for example, or even like to say the Canary Islands, which are all year round. There'll be people who will be returning to London from the Christmas break. There'll be people heading back to work, people heading back to their family, back to their homes and that. So it'll be interesting to see whether it's busy or not. Now, so it's going to be set off in just a moment. We'll walk to the station, catch the 6:48 up to Newcastle, get the metro around to the airport, and then we check in, and then we flight, well I've already checked in, and then my flight is 09:40 down to Heathrow. That'll take 50 minutes, and then I'll decide what to get: Tube, Elizabeth Line, Heathrow Express, or coach to central London. Likely is going to be the Tube, because I think that's the cheapest. It takes a bit of time, but it is cheap. Now hopefully I have no trouble. We've just had another lot of snow again, just the day before this. Hopefully a lot of it's clear, and it's still a bit rainy out there. But hey ho, let's go. 2025 is going to be a year mainly full of flights, because I've got that air travel buzz nowadays. So here we go, 2025, here we go. Walking through the town, 6:33 in the morning. Today a lot of people go back to work after the Christmas break. Schools go back as well. It's a bit more rain, but thankfully when I've checked the weather, it has got to be better down there the next few days. It's the first train journey of 2025. This is the 06:48 to Carlisle, coming from Middlesbrough. I've got 158, and that should be 859, yeah.
Welcome aboard this Northern service to Carlisle. The next station stop is Newcastle.
Right, in Newcastle it's now just coming up to 7:05. Next up for me, gonna catch the metro round to the airport. And the Christmas tree's still up. That should be coming down today actually, if it's 12th night. I can see to the right a Transpennine and the non-stop 0704 to King's Cross, LNER. So this will be the last time I see this until around the November time. Right, on at road. Right, here we go. Sadly, it's not 555. Hopefully, I'll get a ride on one of the new ones later this year. Quite wet and miserable out there.
This train terminates at the next station, airport.
Right, now in Newcastle Airport, it's now 8:33. I tell you what, this time of the year, it's a lot busier than what I thought it was going to be. So, we've got Jet 2, Ryanair, another Jet 2 and a TUI, and there's KLM. Is that just arrived from Amsterdam, I think? And there's the 8, that was the, I think that 8:30 departure to, well, it's just arriving from Heathrow. There's a BA out there. That'll either go to, I hope, probably gate 3, could be 31. And this is the first holiday of 2025 for me. And my flight's at 9:40. It's going to be a 50-minute ride down to Heathrow. And then all go from there. So this year, this place will be a regular for me, as I've got a few things booked for this year. In fact, and I'll be back here March the 25th. So a couple of planes getting parked up in the plane park down there. I think probably with the bad weather there's going to be some air traffic control restrictions on here, possibly around the country, in particular around Heathrow as well. But can't make the better of Mother Nature. So from gate 2 we're going this morning. So, first one of 2025. Feels good to be back on one. It's going to be a regular this year. We depart 9:40, but possibly going to be a little later than that, I would think. But the weather's looking a bit miserable out there. We're in the air for about 50 minutes. And the first plane for me of this year is on an Airbus A320.
Service BA 1325 to London Heathrow. Joining me on the flight deck this morning, first officer William Hall in the cabin, looking after your comfort, but of course primarily your safety. A team of 5 cabin crew led by senior cabin crew member Barry Barnett. Well, everybody's aboard, we're fully closed up and ready to go. I'm afraid I have to start with a little bit of bad news. We do have an air traffic control slot restriction this morning, mainly due to congestion at London Heathrow. That's probably going to hold us on stand here for another 40 minutes or so before we can push back. However, the good news is that because you are all on board and we are fully closed up, if there is a slot in the sequence that becomes available in London Heathrow, that might improve. So at the moment, worst case scenario, pushing back in about 45 minutes from now.
Oh dear, not a good start.
Going, the taxi time is very short here in Newcastle. It's less than 5 minutes. The runway just behind the tail of the aircraft at the moment, departing in a easterly direction off runway 07. Right-hand turnout and heading down to the south towards London Heathrow with a nice short flight time this morning of 45 to 50 minutes or so. Weather conditions en route, there might be 1 or 2 bumps as we leave the Newcastle area just as we punch our way up through the clouds, smooth up a cruising altitude, and a similar situation as we descend into London Heathrow. With all that in mind, we'll turn the seatbelt sign off just as soon as we safely can after departure, but please do pay attention to that seatbelt sign. When it is switched on, as it is right now, please do remain seated with your seatbelt fastened. And it is a good idea to keep that seatbelt fastened any time you're seated during the flight, again just to protect you in case we come across any unexpected bumps on route. Awaiting us in London, well, a fairly similar day to what we're leaving behind us here in Newcastle. It started off quite rainy there this morning. At the moment, a blustery breeze is well blowing from the west at 25 to 30 miles an hour. And it is those blustery conditions that are causing the slowdown of the arrival rays and indeed congestion down there this morning. Current temperature of 3 degrees Celsius with an overcast cloud there. We'll be doing the flying eventually. I'll come back to you in the cruise with an update on the arrival time and the latest weather conditions. I will of course also come back to you if there's any improvement in our air traffic control slot. In the meantime, I will switch off the fasten seatbelt signs. You are free to use the lavatories, you're free to use your mobile devices, and in the worst of scenarios we should be pushing back in about 14 minutes from now. Thank you very much for your patience.
Oh well, that's what can happen. Just as it starts raining, we've got an improvement now. In fact, looks like it's sleeting out there. This is winter for you in the UK.
We ask for your full attention whilst we demonstrate the safety features of this aircraft, as they may differ from an aircraft that you have flown on before. Please check your seatbelt is fastened and securely worn whenever the seatbelt signs are on. It is fastened and adjusted like this, and opened like this. For your comfort and safety, we recommend you keep your seatbelt fastened and visible at all times. If the cabin air supply fails, oxygen will be provided. Oxygen masks like this will appear automatically. If you are wearing a face mask, please remove it before fitting an oxygen mask. Stay in your seat, pull the oxygen mask towards you and place it over your mouth and nose and breathe normally, adjusting the band to secure it. Please note that the bag may not inflate. You may need to pull on a coloured streamer to release your mask. Ensure your own mask is fitted before helping anyone else. Your life jacket is unscrew beside your seat if required. Remove the jacket from its container and pull it over your head. Pass the long strap around your waist, secure the clip to the buckle at the front, and pull tight. To inflate, pull the red.
Thank you very much, Captain. Please now take your seats for takeoff.
I think we're going to be taking off on the easterly direction.
Harry Barnett. It will be my absolute pleasure to be your in-flight manager on board today's flight. I have a great pleasure of meeting you all as you boarded the aircraft today. Once again, I'd like to add a special welcome to those of you returning from our executive club and those of you joining from our One World Alliance parties. May we remind you to keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated, and we must remain securely fastened whenever the seatbelt signs are on.
So the coast down there.
When opening the overhead lockers, as items may have moved or not cause injury. As a reminder, smoking, the use of e-cigarettes and vaping is not permitted at any time on board. This does include our toilets, which are fitted with smoke detectors. We are pleased to launch our free onboard Wi-Fi messaging service to all executive club members to enjoy for today's flight. Shortly, you can connect to the Wi-Fi or access free messaging by simply visiting show.va.com. Exit door is available within your seating area and will be ready for use once the seatbelt signs are switched on. All phones should be placed to silent to avoid disturbing other customers. Be advised that video and phone calls are not permitted at any time during the flight. Shortly commence our onboard service. If you have any damage or would like information on specific allergens on board today's flight, feel free to contact any member of the crew. For our customers seated in our Club Europe cabin today, we will be serving you drinks at the bar and your choice of breakfast. In our Euro Traveller cabin, we will be serving pre-purchased items from our Highland Cafe. To follow, we will offer you a snack and a couple of water for the compliments. As well as washing facilities for our customers travelling in our Euro Traveller cabin today can be found exclusively towards the rear of your cabin section. We invite you now to make a team and enjoy our hospitality. If there's anything yourself or team can do to make your journey more comfortable, please do not hesitate to let one of us know. Myself and my team are very much looking forward to joining you in the cabin shortly. For now, please sit back, relax, and enjoy the service.
Traveller, you get a free snack included, and yes, not the biscuits, and not the corn. In the meantime, that is an absolute stunning view that out there. I think we're about more than a quarter of the way in. I think we'll probably head down the Midlands.
Altitude 10 minutes to landing.
Yeah, 10 minutes, and looks like we're going to do a few loops around until we get our slot. That is Twickenham down there, home of the England rugby team.
Welcome to London Heathrow Terminal 5, the home of British Airways. It's 22 minutes past 11. Please continue to remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened until the fasten seatbelt signs have been switched
This is
off.
runway
It
27.
is safe to do so. Please take care when opening the overhead lockers as items may have moved and could fall out and cause injury. You may not make and receive calls as well as use all data services on your handheld electronic devices. Before leaving us today, please check that you have all of your personal belongings with you. And for those customers who have requested special assistance to leave the aircraft today, we kindly ask you to remain seated until the aisle area around you is completely clear, then our ground colleagues will be on hand to assist. If your journey ends here at Heathrow, please follow the yellow signs for arrivals. If, however, you are connecting on to another flight from Heathrow today, please check the information screens for your departing gate number, and if this is not yet displayed, please follow the purple signs for flight connections.
Which I'll not be doing today, but I will be in
We'd like to thank you all
a
for
month's
choosing to fly
time.
with us today. Most certainly has been our pleasure looking after you on board today's flight, and we do look forward to welcoming you back again very soon. Once again, thank you and a very good morning to you.
Heathrow Airport, an absolute hive of activity. I'll be seeing this a few more times this year. If you were to work somewhere like here, honestly, this would be a very, very strict, disciplined environment. And this is the amazing Terminal 5, which is actually one of the UK's largest freestanding buildings. So this time I don't go through connections, straight to arrivals, and then I think I'll be jumping on the tube. Right, on to the Piccadilly Line to Earl's Court I go. God, I've been on these trains for a long time. I'd be back on the tube. Gonna catch this to Earl's Court, and then I change onto the District Line, that goes to Victoria. And these Piccadilly Line trains, these ones are slowly getting replaced. These are the 1973 trains, and they will be getting replaced by new ones eventually.
station is Heathrow Terminals 2 and 3. Please
What some people do is get off at Hatton Cross, touch out, that'll not charge them anything, wait a bit, touch back in, then head to central London. It would save them about a few quid, but I'm not doing that. Take me about an hour to get to central London. That includes a change at Earl's Court. From Terminal 5 to 2 and 3. And we're back out into the open as we head through Hounslow. Just left Hounslow Central. I can see a few planes that are landing into Heathrow. This will take us up towards South Ealing area before heading to Hammersmith. One of the Piccadilly Line tube train depots, Northfield. There are many depots across the capital where the tube trains are stored. we come to Acton Town. We now run alongside the District Line. I have to say, getting the tube out of Heathrow, it does take time. We just passed Chiswick and we're running on the middle lines in between the outer two are the District Line and these middle two are the Piccadilly Line. So here's my first taste of underground action, now on the District Line. Not far now, a few stops on the District Line. And this one's going to Barking. I've missed these trains.
It will be a District Line service calling at all stations to Westminster.
So, here I am in the British capital, London. It's now 1:30. I'm outside Victoria Station, which is where I need to be because my hotel is literally just down in Belgrave, which is right near to here actually, so that's handy for me case. That was a canny journey that from Heathrow up to here. I think the change I might make is next time, well when I go back, I'll get this District Line to South Kensington and then jump on the Piccadilly Line from there. Yes, it does take time, but it's just for convenience and it's the cheapest, and with my case and that as well. And I've had my first taste of going in the lifts on these tube stations. I've never seen such a complicated lift layout ever to get to where I need to be. Right, in the meantime I'm gonna just get a bite to eat because I'm starving, and then I'm gonna head and hopefully get checked into my hotel. So this is Buckingham Palace Road I'm walking down. Here are the Green Line coaches. You get these up to Brent Cross, I think, one of the places. You can also, of course, get the open top buses. I've even seen the English tea bus go past as well, where you can have an afternoon tea on a double decker. In fact, there it is down there. That's quite unique, that's brilliant, that. The English tea bus. Of course, it'd be quite expensive to go on that one. So that's Victoria Coach Station. Of course, I could have gotten the coach National Express from Heathrow to here. That would have taken an hour and 10 minutes. I could have actually gotten the coach from Newcastle down to here. That would have took about 7 hours. Might have took longer today because of the weather. And my hotel is called Belgrave Rooms Hotel. It's actually very close by to here. So, first hotel of 2025. This is Belgravia Rooms Hotel in the Belgravia area, just near Victoria Station. I've got a double room, double bed, tea, coffee facilities, a little telly, wardrobe there. I've got a private bathroom and toilet. That looks absolutely fine. Oh, a little something, little window there on the bathroom. So, for 3 nights, this of course will do. Now of course, this being one of the most expensive cities in the world, there's all sorts of hotels around the capital. Many expensive ones of course around London, the likes of the Ritz, the Savoy, many others. But I'm not bothered about them. All I want is just something just to get me head down, just somewhere to sleep for the night. And I'm only here for 3 nights as well. But otherwise, I think I'm happy with this. Right, I'm going to unpack and have a rest before I head out and explore. Oh dear. But that hotel was absolute terrible. And there was no way I was going to last in there for 3 days. So, I found another one. It's a little bit of a dodgy start to me hauls, but I found another hotel that I've booked, £110. It's just off Gloucester Road, so I'm going to head over to there. Still in Zone 1, and thankfully that's on the District Line. That's handy for me in my case, and then to get to Heathrow. These things can happen, but it is what it is. But trust me, that hotel, don't ever go in the Belgravia rooms again. Nevertheless, we'll get to this other place that I've booked and put this whole thing behind us. Back on the tube at all.
Train up platform 1, District Westminster stations to Wimbledon. Find the gap between the train and the platform.
This is Victoria.
And hopefully it'll be second time lucky.
This is a District Line train to Wimbledon. The next station is Leicester Square.
So here's the Montana Hotel on Gloucester Road, and this does look a lot better than the one I've just been in. Right, let's go in. I've booked, and hopefully, second time lucky. Take 2, and honestly, I'm feeling a lot better now. So this is the Hotel Montana on Gloucester Road. Single bed, but honestly, look. It's so much better, and this time I've got a view onto Gloucester Road itself down there, and the tube station's just along to the left, so that's very handy for me. I can see the world go by from up here in this part of SW7 that I'm in. Let's have wardrobes, yes. Oh yes, a much better, that's a better bathroom. That, look at that, that is absolutely terrific. Yes, this hotel, I think it's a chain actually. Yeah, this hotel, I think I'll probably come back to here when I do get down to London another time. And there's a nice people as well. I think it's like got a bit of an Indian inspiration to it as well. And honestly, this looks absolutely stunning. Right, I'm going to quickly unpack because obviously I need to try and make up the time that I've lost with that shoddy hotel. That can happen, but a bit of quick thinking and now things are back on track. So now that I'm fully settled in this wonderful hotel that's honestly 100 times better, I've seen where I am. Literally outside, it's Gloucester Road, the tube station. It's just a short walk. There's little shops there as well. Oh, and by the way, this room's got a fridge in it as well. I could put some drinks in that if I want to. So what's my plan while I'm down here? Well, obviously I'm going to be visiting sites around London. Not as many as what I did here in 2021 when I was down here for a week. And if I'm honest, I think if I come down here for another week, like in the summer time another year, I'll come out of this hotel because this has air conditioning as well, and that's another massive bonus. So I've got a few attractions booked. First one I do is tomorrow, the day after filming this, and I will be filming some terminals as well. Probably not all of them. I think I'll do one when I head out. I might go to Victoria Station first because it would be that being the nearest. And obviously with being January it'll get dark earlier in the day as well. That doesn't help. So that's really my plan while I'm down here. So yeah, 3 nights here. I could of course then come back another year, a few more nights, but at least I know where to come to. So after a very dodgy start down here in the capital, things are now finally on the up. Just hope I have no trouble when I'm filming on the stations, or of course like on the tube as well. This after all is the place where normally enthusiasts can run into trouble, but hopefully that will not happen to me. Now that I'm fully sorted, now out into the hustle and bustle of London I go. So straight away I'm going to head to Victoria and then made that my first spotting session. And this is how close the tube is. Literally, Gloucester Road station, right up here. I've definitely made the right decision there.
District Line train to Westminster. The next station
onto the District Line I go. That one over there is going to Wimbledon, which is known for tennis. Another one going to Wimbledon.
Please keep your belongings safe. Pickpockets operate at this station.
And so my spotting in 2025 commences at Victoria Station. No problem signing in. The stations here in London, by the way, they do ask you for ID, so you're better off carrying some of that. I use my driving licence, of course. This, of course, is the hub of Southeastern, Southern and Gatwick Express services. So, Southern trains, you get them to the coast, you can get them down to Brighton and Eastbourne and Seaford, Newhaven, various stations across Sussex. Southeastern trains go to like the suburban areas of London, and of course you get the Gatwick Express service to Gatwick Airport. It goes from them platforms just further underneath the shopping centre, I should say, actually. So I'm going to do about 40 minutes at this station before I move on. I say Southeastern have got some ex-Southern Class 377 EMUs. And of course, all this is third rail, which is 750 volt DC. That's heading to Ramsgate on the Kent coast. Places like that, and Margate are well popular with Londoners during the summer holidays. Warmer days, well, them and Brighton and Bournemouth and Eastbourne, for example. Whenever I see Margate, that reminds us of Only Fools and Horses, the Jolly Boys outing. That Class 375 is going to one of the busiest ports in the country, I think probably the world, Dover, of course. That terminates at Dover Priory. Dover to Calais is one of the busiest shipping lanes in the world.
Platform 1 for the 1710 Southeastern service to Dover Priory via Chatham.
Right, that's me done in Victoria Station, so I'm off to a fab start. Despite the dodgy hotel problem earlier on, I've took that first hotel to the cleaners. That's my spotting for 2025 now kicked off. Now I'm going to go and get some dinner, and then I think I'll move on to Westminster, actually. So there's a burger restaurant around here that I'm going to try. This is Victoria bus station, and look, all the red double-decker buses, the icon of London, alongside the black taxis. They're still known as Boris Master buses, them. So there are all sorts there. You see that 38 to Clapton Pond, 3 to Crystal Palace. Not a bad football team, could be better. 52 going to Willesden, it's North London, that. You see 24 going to Hampstead Heath. Oh, I've missed all this. And I've got a good few days to see what I can in the capital. So I've just had my tea in Bleecker Burger up there, which has won the Best Burger in the UK award for 2024. Say the buses, I can say the 44 going to Tooting. I've just seen the 390 to Archway. I'm going to now jump back on the tube and this time head to Westminster next.
Off the train first.
Mind the gap, please. Mind the gap, please.
I'm in Westminster, and up there that's a plane. Could be British Airways or could be China Airlines that's landing into Heathrow. And this here is Big Ben, which, if I'm honest, does look taller than the Campanile Tower I saw in Venice last November. Oh, that's an absolute stunning. For a number of years it was covered in scaffolding when they did all the refurbishment, and now she is shining in all her glory. I'm going to spend some time here around Westminster before I move probably to Piccadilly Circus, I think. That is just beautiful, that. 6:10. Looking at that, you'd think you were watching the news at 10 in the 90s. So of course here I am, Westminster. This is the River Thames. That's the embankment over there. And that's heading down towards Charing Cross. Charing Cross station is over there. You can see the South Eastern train going across there, and there's the Golden Jubilee bridges. MI5 is somewhere down here. And here's the London Eye, which just almost a week before filming this, it welcomed in 2025 with an incredible firework display that takes place here since the year 2000, although it didn't take place for a few years in the early 2000s, and it didn't take place in 2020 and 21 either. See the Shell building as well. There's a County Hall, which that looks stunning, lit up at night. And that's heading further west down the Thames, west along the Thames. Sure, a lot of this has changed in years gone by. Well, then again, London skyline is always changing. And that is the Houses of Parliament. And of course, up here is the beauty. Well, it's actually called the Elizabeth Tower. But of course, everyone still refers to it as Big Ben. Showing there 22 minutes past 6 in the evening. So that'll chime 7 times in about 37 minutes time. This does give me fab memories of the holiday I had here, coming up to nearly 4 years ago this year. We used to be down here a few days, it's better than nout. I probably will be back here a couple more times between now and Thursday. I like what they've done there. A little light display down there. London is wonderful at night time, but it's just as good in the daytime as well. See various planes. This is one of the busiest airspaces in Europe. They'll either be taking off and landing at Heathrow Airport. That's St Thomas's Hospital over there. Many icons around London there is. And I've got a few days to see what I can see. And that's the 87 going to Aldwych, which did have a tube station that closed in 1994. It was a little branch that ran from, I think, Holborn to Aldwych on the Piccadilly Line. While waiting for Big Ben to chime 7 times at 7 o'clock, I'm just having a walk along the South Bank, coming up to the London Eye here. This whole area would have been shut off last week. At one point it looked like the fireworks were not going to go ahead because of the weather at the time, but thankfully they did. I will not be going up the London Eye this time while I'm down here. I plan to go to the top of something else, which is actually free of charge. Horizon 22, that is. But I'll be doing that on the Wednesday. It is really cold out here. It's a few degrees Celsius. So I think I've got an idea now. I'm going to walk a bit here, walk back to Big Ben, across Westminster Bridge. And I think I'll probably have a walk along the embankment, actually, the other end of the Thames. And that'll take us down to Embankment Tube Station, which is literally just near Charing Cross. That station, it's just up there. So the London Eye is shut. At this time of the year, they'll be doing maintenance on that. It might open at the weekends, but mainly this time they'll do maintenance because there won't be that many international tourists around, not this time of the year. Unless, of course, people have stayed over the festive period. You do get some stunning views, of course, from the top of the London Eye. You get more stunning views from top of skyscrapers like the Shard and some of those in the city area. I enjoyed it when I went on that in 2021. soon. Big Ben will chime 7 times for 7 o'clock. Right, so that's the House of Parliament. Big Ben's chime 7 o'clock. So further down that way takes you to Parliament Square, and then if you turn right, that takes you down Whitehall, which is the very heart of British government. And hopefully I'll go and have another look at that another day. And next up, I'm gonna, instead of getting the tube, I'm gonna have a walk along the embankment. Alongside London's iconic red double-decker buses and black cabs, you do of course also have the iconic Great British red telephone box. There are not many phone boxes around these days. I can't even think of anyone who uses a payphone when you got everyone carries a phone nowadays. Just up there is New Scotland Yard. That's the headquarters of the Metropolitan Police. So in London, the Met Police patrols the majority of the area, Greater London and that, whereas the City of London patrols the City of London area. That's the Square Mile, the financial centre. And then you've got a few little constabularies. For example, the markets have their own constabulary. Just having a lovely walk along the embankment with a lovely view of the London Eye beside us. This is what I did 4 years ago. Did plenty of walks, just because I got more time. This gives me the chance to enjoy the capital much better than what I used to. I came here in 2022 for my Christmas special. If I'm honest though, it was very crowded, heaving, and to do that in one day, it literally just did me head in. Well, the fact the World Cup was on at the time as well, but I can't do days out like I used to, because I'm a lot older nowadays. So this is heading east along the Thames as it meanders around towards we've got St Paul's Cathedral up there, then meanders around towards Blackfriars, and then towards London Bridge and Tower Bridge. That's the Shard up there. To go at the top of that, you're looking at about £27, but 40 something with a glass of wine and something included. It's a bit steep, that, excuse the pun. But when I go up the top, I actually go to a different tower. It's in the city called Horizon 22. And this here is Charing Cross Station. Just up there, that's one of South Eastern's new Class 707 trains, built by Siemens, same ones that build the 185 Transpennines and like the 350s and 450s, etc. And there's a 376 coming in. It's always a busy station, that train's in and out all the time. I'm not sure if I plan to try and spot in that station this time, though.
Ide corretto. Bože, uvide konja u reaktor. Went the boxing.
The walk continues on before I get to before I go back to Embankment Tube Station. So that's looking down Whitehall. See Big Ben down there. They must be doing some restoration work because Admiralty date is covered up for refurb works. And this is of course Trafalgar Square. This is Nelson's Column, just there. And so they've got a bit of a crescent moon tonight. That there might be the Canadian Embassy, perhaps. That's the National Gallery. One of the most famous paintings in there is the Hay Wain by John Constable. Charing Cross is just around the corner from here. That's a 1392 Waterloo. I hope I get to see these attractions, these landmarks in the daytime. I've got a few days to do it. Right, let's go this way. Just out having a nice time in the capital. Just enjoying the hustle and bustle of London. Right onto the Northern Line at Embankment.
Mind the gap. Mind the gap.
national rail services. Upon arrival, the first set of doors will not open. Customers in the first carriage, please move towards the rear doors to leave the train. This station is Charing Cross. Change here for Piccadilly Line and National Rail services. This is a Northern Line train terminating at Edgware.
Right, now at Leicester Square. Still on that way, is heading towards Piccadilly Circus. I'll go there in a moment. As you can see, the Christmas markets that were on, they finished yesterday. I think yesterday was 12th night, the 12th day of Christmas, and so now they'll be in the middle of taking all this down, and then it'll be back in November this year. When you do walk around somewhere like here, Leicester Square, you really do get a massive feel, massive buzz of the West End. And here's where there are loads of theatres and cinemas and that, where you can go watch shows and that. And the last time I was here, this place was absolutely swamped. But then again, it was just near Christmas in 2022. And thankfully this time, while there are tourists around, maybe not as many as like what you get in the spring and the summer and that. So it's been a lot more comfortable for us to get around the city. This is London's Chinatown. Bit more, bit different than our Chinatown up in Newcastle. This is Leicester Street. In Newcastle, our Chinatown is on Stowell Street. So got lots of Chinese restaurants, takeaways, some pubs and that around here. That'd be quite expensive, of course. I think they would be very expensive. But nevertheless, I can actually get decent Chinese food from the two Chinese takeaways in my estate, in Chelsea Street, I should say. This is Gerrard Street. This will be a spectacular time to come to Chinatowns across the country. That's because this time of the year, leading up to February, is when Chinese New Year comes round. And it's always spectacular to watch. I may as well talk Chinese food while I'm here. What do I like? Well, I do like chow mein, special fried rice. But what I actually really like is a munch box. You've got like salt and pepper chips, like salt and pepper wings, chicken balls, like pork ribs and that, with some noodles and some rice, maybe some lemon chicken. For me, a munch box. It's got to be a munch box from a Chinese takeaway. So this is Coventry Street. Continuing on my little sightseeing tour. That's one of the streets on the London Monopoly board. That's the Haymarket that way. There's the TV screen. Great Windmill Street to the right. Just heading up towards Piccadilly Circus now. So, my sightseeing tour has brought us to Piccadilly Circus. Always stunning, that. The big TV screen with all the different adverts and that. That has changed many, many times in decades gone by. It's had all sorts of adverts on. You can actually pay, it's quite a lot though, you can actually pay to have your own advert on the famous Piccadilly Circus TV screen. It's to the left that way, heads up to Regent Centre. Oh no, not Regent Centre, man, that's the Metro. Regent Street, I should say. Where did I get Regent Centre from? Oh yeah, Newcastle. Anyway, there's the 88 going to Clapham Common. I say, normally this area is a lot more busier than this. It is fairly quiet. Then again, this being January, still early days of the year, so not many holiday tourists around. Well, I'm around here, of course. So next up, I think I might have a look at Old Compton Street next, because I think I need a drink after all this walking I've been doing today, and the problems what I heard earlier on today as well. This is the Soho district, and one thing it's well known for, it's nightlife. Various pubs and clubs, restaurants, all sorts around here in Soho. Of course, most notably, just up here, Old Compton Street. Much loved by Londoners, absolutely. So, I've had my first proper taste of nightlife in Soho, and honestly, it's a wonderful atmosphere around here. When I did come round here in 2021, everything had just reopened. It was an amazing atmosphere. Just coming on to Shaftesbury Avenue now. I think I'm gonna jump on the tube at Piccadilly Circus. I'll probably will come up to Old Compton Street another night. Well, I've got tomorrow night and Wednesday night. I did see a nice pub down beside Charing Cross as well. In the meantime, I'm gonna walk down Shaftesbury Avenue, which I'm doing now. Well, there's a restaurant. Dave's Hot Chicken. Does that look good? Might do. I'm gonna walk to get the tube, Piccadilly Line, back to Gloucester Road, and that's where I think I'll call it a night, because I am getting a bit tired, me. Last tube ride for tonight. Take us to Gloucester Road. Right, I'm back in me much improved hotel room. It is now 10 to 11. I'm going to call it a night now because I am tired, and it has been a little bit up and down today. Started okay in Chelsea Street this morning, got the train up, which ran on time. I was expecting delays because of the bad weather that we've been having recently. And then jumped on the metro round to Newcastle Airport, a place that's going to be a regular for me this year. I've got another few more visits to there this year. I have to say, for this time of year, again, busier than what I thought it was going to be. There were people who were going on winter holidays, like for example to destinations in the southern hemisphere. They could have maybe gone to, say, the Canary Islands, which are hot all year round. Some destinations in Europe which are still hot at this time of year. There will have been people who will have been returning home from the Christmas holidays. People even going back to work as well after the festive break. There's quite a few people obviously going down to Heathrow from Newcastle. There was about 7 departures. I think I was on the 9:40 flight. There were 2 before that. Usually the first one out in the morning is where it's like the chocolate block, sit usually around after 6 o'clock. Whereas my flight going down, it wasn't even full. There was still plenty of empty seats around. There were even a couple of empty rows in that. I had the seats to myself, which I don't often get. I did have that on the flight to New York last year. Now for a change, I booed to fly to London instead of getting the train. That was because at the time there was still uncertainty with regards to the railways running because of all the rail strikes that were going on at the time. Nevertheless, it was just something different, plus I collect Avios points on British Airways. So a good flight, 52 an hour and 20 minutes it took. We were 25 minutes late leaving because of air traffic control restrictions at Heathrow. It is the busiest airport in Europe, so you can always expect hiccups in that. but mainly it was due to the bad weather. And then I obviously went straight to domestic arrivals. It was alright. It took a while for my case to arrive, and then to get from Heathrow to central London you've got a choice actually. There's bus, coach, taxi, tube, the rail as well. Just some noise out there. My hotel is after all on Gloucester Road, so I am going to get a little bit of noise, but to be honest that ain't going to bother me. I had to sleep through a little bit of noise in New York, and that bit of noise gives the city its character. Anyway, I took the option of getting the tube from Heathrow Terminal 5 up to here, Piccadilly Line. About 50 minutes to an hour it took. It went past Hatton Cross, Hounslow, up towards Hammersmith, Earls Court, then into through Kensington, and then it obviously heads to like Piccadilly Circus and Leicester Square, up to Cockfosters. So it is a tiny journey. The Elizabeth line, if I got that, the problem is that would have took us to the wrong end of central London. It would have took us up to the northwest end, away from where I wanted to be. And Heathrow Express, it's from what I've seen, it's not even worth the 20 quid. It is very, very expensive, Heathrow Express. And the reason why the fares are a bit expensive for the Lizzie line and Heathrow Express is because of the tunnel after Hayes and Harlington to Heathrow. The tunnel is owned by Heathrow Airport, so they have to charge each train a premium to go through it, and that charge is then passed on to the passengers. Stupid that. The taxi would have costed 57 quid. The coach would have been a few pounds, but that would have took an hour and 20. I just took the tube for simplicity. So I got it up to Earls Court, then onto the district line of Victoria. And then the first hotel I checked into today was literally bad from the very start. It wasn't really like a proper check-in, it was like a very small office. I had to then go into the building next door. To get to the room, I had to carry that case up to the 3rd or 4th floor, and there was no lift whatsoever. Honestly, it was just absolutely terrible. There was paint, the room was absolute shabby as out. There was just paint peeling off walls. The toilet was just doing ghost flushes, like noise coming from it. Honestly, it looked like I was just in the Victorian days. So literally I just thought enough was enough. I managed to literally pick this hotel up on the spur of a moment. A quick bit of fingering through booking.com, thankfully for the same price. And I think I am going to get a refund from that previous one. I have been in touch with booking.com, and I think I will get some money back for that. This hotel room is much better. It's got a nice bed. It's got lovely, it's got TV, cupboards. It's got a little fridge as well. It's got a safe and a lovely bathroom with shower as well. Plus, this actually has aircon, so if I came back to London in the warmer weather, that aircon would come in handy. The hotel I was in for a year ago had no aircon at all, and I had to sweat right the way through that. Excuse me. It wasn't that good. So after the downside of things, I managed to get my holiday back on track. So I went and spotted at Victoria Station, no problem at all. Had to show ID when signing in, which is common down here, but it was all fine. Got southeastern and southern trains. I think there were issues with the Gatwick Express because there was an incident at Gatwick Airport Station earlier on today, so Gatwick Express trains were being cancelled. And then after that, I've been taking in the sights and the sounds of the capital. Been to Westminster, been along the embankment, saw Southeastern's new Class 707s. at Charing Cross, and I've been to Leicester Square, Trafalgar Square, Piccadilly Circus, and Old Compton Street, which has got brilliant nightlife. And then I've come back here. This has worked out better because where I am now, Gloucester Road, the tube station's just round the corner, so when I do go back to Heathrow, literally I walk round the corner and I'm straight back on the tube back to Heathrow. It could be no simpler than that. So yes, with booking.com sometimes it can be a bit of a lottery what your hotel room is going to be like, but this one definitely does pass. This passes my test. I'm going to try and get some sleep now because I'm tired. Thank you for watching this bit. The next bit, I'm going to a couple of attractions, and the next bit I'm actually doing the Wembley Stadium tour, which I'm really looking forward to doing. I will see you in the next bit. Good night.